Welcome to another edition of ZARR'S Spotlight of the Month. I'm Coleman.
And I'm W. Keith Scott.
Welcome to ZARR'S Spotlight of the Month TV show. Who will be this month's Spotlight entertainer? Sit back, enjoy, and tell a friend to watch ZARR'S Spotlight of the Month TV show.
And we're here today with the cast of the award-winning feature film, Ruby.
And our first cast is Crystal Goodwin. Hey!
So, Mr. Goodwin, tell us the character that you played and a little bit about, actually before you get into the character, tell us a little bit about yourself.
I am a actress, a comedic actress. I've been acting for about 8 years. I started on the stage as a stage actress, and then I moved on to movies. I've done my bit with being an extra, and I've done it all. So I played the character of Ruby's mother. I played Betty.
Next guest is Mr. Darryl Barnes.
Right.
Award-winning Mr. Darryl Barnes, actor. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Again, my name is Darryl Barnes. I've been acting for a year and a half now.
Okay.
All right.
Come a long ways.
Yeah, a long ways. It's a journey. It's a journey that I want to take, and so I take the necessary steps that I need to make myself.
Okay.
Great.
Yeah.
Next cast member is Gloria. Go ahead, introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is Jahari, and the character that I played is Ruby. But a little bit about myself.
Yeah.
I've always, since I was a kid, wanted to perform. And the first time I walked on the stage, I knew that that was something I wanted to do. And that's what I've been pursuing for more than 40 years, without telling my age.
Okay.
And it's something that I love, something that's always going to be a part of what I do, whether I'm writing, whether I'm on stage performing, whether I'm behind a camera. I'm going to always be in this genre. It's something I won't let go of.
Awesome.
Wow.
Next gentleman, Mr. LaVon Mackey.
Hello, my name is LaVon Mackey, and I'm also known as LCM Theatrics, L Slick in some quarters. I'm an actor, remodeler, finance consultant, and my acting goes back to the age of 12. My mother always had me involved in everything from tap dancing, remember that era, to something, even if I didn't want to do it. And I consider myself as a general entertainer.
Yeah.
Got sidetracked as I got into my younger years, and then got back into it. I met some wonderful people and brought me back into it, and saw the potential, and here I am today.
You brought your daughter into it too.
Keeping
it in the family.
Amen.
Awesome.
We enjoyed her too.
And she's here.
Yeah.
And she's actually here.
Yeah. So what we're gonna do now is, first I always like to go and let you talk about who you are. Because most of the time folks will recognize you, but depending upon the viewers, they may not. And I want you to identify who you are first, and then we'll go into the different characters. So what we're gonna do, instead of going person to person, asking certain questions, I'm going to put a question. I'm going to pose questions, and anybody can answer. You got your mics. All right.
Yeah.
So as far as coming into, all right, we did the table read and all that. Developing your character. You get the script. You're developing your character, trying to identify how you want to present that character, and work with me to identify whether I was the director, so to identify whether it's on track with what I'm looking for. So for your particular character, what preparations did you make?
So I'll go ahead and start out since I'm actually since I actually played Mark.
Yeah.
That's my wife over there, played by Crystal Goodwin.
So this is a unique segment.
Yes, it is. And so in the battles that Mark had to deal with in the film was was a lot of battles that our audiences are probably dealing with, and a lot of times, you know, men don't talk like women. Women can get in the corner, they can talk about this, talk about that. Men, you know, we stand around with our chest beat out. We can spend 20 minutes just sitting there, just watching TV and not communicating. But you can see in this storyline that Mark has loves his family, but he's dealing with his own issues. So your question was, what are some of the things that you deal with? So just collecting that information and knowing that somehow or another people are going to see something and maybe feed on it and be able to be even delivered or understand that they can talk to another man and say, hey, look, man, this is cool, this is that. I ain't no punk or nothing, but hey, this is what's going on with me.
That's almost like a generation type thing, you know. Back in our day, we're about the same age. Back in our dad's age, generation, they just toughed up, you know, and dealt with it. They don't talk about it, you know. That's not being a man. Just sit there and talk about your emotions. God forbid you talk about emotions.
What?
Cry it out, right? So that's what we did. You know, we toughen it up. Even when we're sick, we hard headed on what? We're the last people to go to the hospital.
Like, oh no, that's something in my eye. That's
we're sitting there about to die, but we just, so, you know, back to what you were saying, you deal with certain things, and you got this pet phrase that you use. I'm gonna see if you can remember. I know you know what it is. It's a pet expression you use to identify just how healthy you are.
I was a fitter man, so nobody was more fit than I was, you know. So in this character, I related that to a man that's getting up there in age, but the deal with that is he's still holding on to that fitness, and he says he's fit. He's fit, but you know, things start going. You know, once you start getting older, that donut that you had the other day, it's hard to get off. It still be hanging on. You keep trying to get off me, donut. So I related to that. Everything that I did, what I pulled for the character, I tried to relate because I wanted to just touch base with the audience.
Your character, you were like the best was last. I tried to cast you like three or four times.
Yes, exactly. We kept on having issues with that.
Things didn't happen, and things happened because you were the one that was supposed to be doing it.
Exactly.
Wow. You know,
exactly.
So he gave me the pictures, and he was like, "Which one?" I was like,
I gave him choices on her board.
Here's the difference, though. Here's the difference. No. Correct me if I'm wrong, Kazar.
Yeah.
He showed me the pictures. I was like, nah, you pick. And it wasn't, James wasn't on it.
Yeah.
The ones that he showed me, James was not on there.
Yeah.
So I was not feeling any of the other guys. I just wasn't. It's like, nah, you're going to have to pick Kazar. Next thing you know, he said, I got someone for you. Yeah. Didn't even show me. As soon as I saw him, I said, that's him right there.
Yeah.
He was walking towards us. That's him.
That's him. Huh?
And it just worked.
Yeah. Darryl, I got a question for you. How did you? Where did you go to come up with that character? I mean, with that violent part. You said that's not you.
I had, because like I said, becoming an actor, you know, you choose what type of actor you are, and so I'm a method actor, and so a lot of times I study maybe somebody that's abusive or just to see their actions. And so I also work overnight. So preparing for this, I'm up all night watching videos and reading my script. Right. And so once we got there to the set, and I actually met her, I had to ask her, "Well, are you comfortable with certain stuff?" Because you just never know with people. Right. And as soon as we met, we hit it off. Chemistry was good, and she was cool with everything. Yeah. And so I was like, "All right, cool. I can do this." And so a couple times in scenes, because I was like, "Come on, man, you got to yell." So I said, "All right, cool."
I
got you. And so it was a scene.
I was like, "Come on, yell at me."
It was a scene where we was in a car, and I actually yelled, and she was like.
Yeah.
And it worked fine, you know what I mean? So
it was good.
Because the first time you yelled, we both bust out laughing at you. You didn't believe that, did you?
Right.
So it was like butterflies, and then once that part was over, and I was like, "Woo!"
Yeah.
And I was like,
sometimes you just gotta see yourself go. You gotta be taken there.
Yeah.
When you're trying to think, just like when we were doing that scene in the bedroom, you're thinking through it. With me. All right, so the beauty of writing your own script is you can manipulate it however you want, as long as you stay focused on your storyline. Yes. And if you need to make some adjustments, you make some adjustments, right? So, in saying that, I say that I'm not always necessarily focused on each word. I'm okay if the word, listen, I used to sing it, I would make up stuff all the time. You know, but it'll be appropriate.
Right.
As long as they didn't care that I did it. So, same thing with acting, with a lot of them films. As long as it's within the character and what's going on, I'm okay with that.
Right.
Like when we were talking about, you struggled.
Yes,
You struggled.
I
I want
did.
you to talk about that because it gave you an award-winning performance.
Yes. I'm a comedic actress, and I always lean towards the funny.
Yeah.
So bringing the drama for me was hard. And I had to do that thing that character acting is, that you got to go and find some sad stuff, because I was going through my own difficulties around that time, and just health issues, finance. I was just going through issues, and I had to. You know what? I put my mind to what I was back at home, and the movie was also very close. It mirrored a lot of my own personal issues. It was uncanny.
Yeah.
And I had to bring some of myself into that character, and you guys were great because they were like, you kept saying,
I wasn't gonna let you go until you got one.
yeah. And then I was also, because I didn't want to shout, and then me
That's
being
exactly
a
what it
person who
was.
want other people to speak up, I didn't want to raise my voice, and I try to be a contained person, and even in a situation where I'm upset, I'll make a joke out of it. I can be sarcastic. So me just that's not me.
Oh, I know it wasn't. And
It wasn't me.
We're actors, and we're not acting like ourselves. We're
And
acting
I
like other
know
people.
it. And
So
I know it.
You
but
had
I
you
just
had,
never
you had two
did
emotions
it.
that I wanted to bring out of you, and you brought both of them out.
And she was like, oh.
Yeah,
I know.
was
That's
and
it.
it
She
was
just
like-
brought it out there.
So,
Yeah.
you know, sometimes as a woman, we can dig in a similar experience.
correct.
Right.
You know, whether it happened to you personally or someone you know, but women, we tend to relate to certain things sometimes the same way. And if your friend who you're close to, male or female, is hurt, you're hurt.
Correct.
So when I said that example, it's like it just opened that door, and then Kazar's like, we got it.
Levon,
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Levon, tell me about your character and what were some of the things that you pulled to bring out your character?
I was going to piggyback off of what Zahra said. Basically, you know, my Johnny, of course, is the name of the character. But and I'll be honest, we did a couple takes on Johnny.
Johnny was afraid.
So, you know, Johnny was afraid. Yeah.
That's all I can. That's all that's engraved in my mind.
We're not gonna say what you're afraid of. They'll say it when they watch the movie.
Johnny is the opposite of my personality, which where everybody's saying, you know, we're actors, so a lot of times the roles you play are going to be the opposite of who you are. Because
There's like a little tiny percentage that is true. We may have it suppressed,
right,
and it just hasn't surfaced.
Pull it out your
you
back
knew
pocket.
how to bring it out.
I do.
And Jahari knew how to bring it out too. There was a certain.
If she wasn't willing to allow it, it wouldn't have happened, right?
Wouldn't have happened.
Exactly.
She had to give you permission.
Amen. And I asked, can you do that? so me and Daryl share the same thing. We like to talk to who we're going to do
That's
a scene
important.
with. Just to
You
get
have to.
You have to.
You have to.
It's a dance. It's either a slow dance, a fast dance, but you have to do it together. And if there's no harmony, then it looks like two blind people trying to teach each other how to dance or to move to the right, and you really don't know which direction you're going. So when I found out that Levon, first time, was that your first movie?
No, I've been in movies before, but a first scene.
Oh, that kind of scene.
That kind of scene.
Oh, that little, okay. So I was his first.
Cherry pop.
Whoa, okay now.
But it was interesting how I was, talk to me. He said a few words, I said a few words. I said, well, what would you normally do if you were on a date? And he was like,
It wasn't that.
Oh no! I was like, come on. He was just nervous, and it was fine, and it just felt like I was on a blind date.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was like, well, maybe I'm a little too aggressive. Let me relax, and maybe he'll relax. And then when we just started talking and then smiling, the next thing I said, go for it. Just go for it. And he was like,
I started to show him how to do it, but
like this.
Well, it was believable because he was like,
let's do another take. Now, Keith, you was in that hotel also, and I'm saying this for a reason. Is that always your most experience or limited experience? It's just embracing the character and the scenes itself. Mm-hmm. When you were trying to do your scene when you came back in the bedroom, you were trying to show empathy and the issues as far as knowing that you had went out and cheated or potentially cheated.
right.
And you wanted to show your brokenness. I went through it with him too.
Yeah.
Because I
he
knew.
did.
So I told Keith this. Sometimes when you do a lot of work, it's easy for you to get there with what you're used to, right? And they may not know how to bring you past that because that may be the first time things. He was in growing up in 10 generations also, and there were some things that brought him to. There was a church scene we did.
Oh gosh.
That whole church scene.
We was really having
as
church.
real as it gets.
Yeah.
Everything was as real as it gets. So I had to bring him to that point for him to see what I wanted as far as that brokenness. And I let him alone after that.
Yeah. The feeling that I had, and like you said, I've been there before and other characters, but the feeling that I had, that what helped me get there was just an overwhelming feeling because all of a sudden everything is crashing down on Mark. His marriage, his livelihood, because in the background of these scenes, he's having problems at the job, and he's bringing that to the alcohol, and then and now you're about to lose your best friend. So all of these things just overwhelming, and you feel like underneath dirt, if there's any such thing as being underneath dirt. So and it gave me that feeling that maybe this is where people are when they give up on prayer, or they don't know how to pray, because that was what could cause suicide.
Yeah.
Because right then, at that moment, when I'm there,
You lost your way.
that was it. I was gone. I lost my way.
You did as far as your character. But at this point, what I would like you to do is for the aspiring actor, actors that's looking to get into the industry, or even those who are in the industry, but they may be struggling a little bit with how to transition as far as from like stage to film, or even just trying to help them identify a character that's hard for them. What advice would you give them? And it's open, anybody.
Hey, James, you got it.
I would say go to class, find a good acting teacher. The acting, people may think you can just, I can do that. No, you can't.
Correct.
It's hard. I've been doing it for years, and for me, I had to learn how to cry. I took a class, but then I had to get on set to learn how to do it. Go find a good acting teacher and learn your craft.
Correct.
I've been doing it for years, but I'm continuously going to class. Finding classes, find a good teacher. That's another part of what you just have to pay for your career. Doctors go to be to
That's across the
15
board.
years, yeah.
To do this show.
Yeah.
Even though I've produced and all that.
Yeah.
I had to learn television studio
Have to
stuff.
learn it.
It's training. It's
different.
Do what you gotta do.
And it doesn't matter if you're even gifted with talent. It's still acting is very layered. It's so many nuances to it. And you need to learn to go, it's like peeling back onions. And you need an experienced person to really coach you and help you pull those layers back. Get good headshots, get good representation, do a lot of, find a good casting agency. I did a lot of extra work. Doing extra work is great. You don't get to speak, but you get to learn on-camera experience. So,
that's awesome.
but get that training. That training is very important.
You hold your breath, but come on.
To piggyback off of that, I would say study your craft. If you have a passion for something, you know, it's going to come to you. And then, as Keith said, and even yourself, network. Networking is definitely important because it's going to lead you. You know, people are going to see where your ability is, and if they see you're passionate about it, they're going to lead you in the right direction, as you all have. You know, you saw where I was and where I wasn't, and that together strengthens you. Points you into this. Okay, well, this is coming up, and you be a fit for that. And then if you're passionate enough to keep studying your craft and doing what you need to do, it's going to all.
Kind of piggybacking off of what you said about the sacrifice and the rejection. So with me, I may have worked with you for a long time, and every film is going to be different, right? The roles are going to be different. If I don't see that you, even if I've worked with you, if I don't see that you bringing out what I need as far as the auditions, you can't take it personal. I'm not going to cast you for that role. It may be the top role, but I have to be truthful to transparency, being able to communicate what it is. Because if you can't be believable, and you may be trying to play mom, and then you look younger than the daughter. So you know it got to be believable, you know. But
so I agree with all of you. For me, educate, the training, the networking, and then truly understanding the craft, and then building your muscles, because it's a lot of letdowns. There's a lot of no's, but you got to be strong and understand that your craft is your craft, and you're going to keep on going. And I always say, the person who quits is the one who loses, because you got your whole life to make your dreams come true. Now, with that said, real quick, I need to find out how to catch up with you on social media for the audience. They want to connect with you and be a fan. Oh, for me, it's let me do me first. W. Keith Scott. Just Google W. Keith Scott or W. Keith Scott. Facebook.W. Keith Scott. And just Google me. I have fan page, IMDb, Instagram, and what am I missing, y'all? It's another one. One of those. Twitter.
You forgot this one. KZARR'S.TV.com.
Or if you can't find me nowhere else, KZARR'S.
For our television program.
Yeah, oh yeah. Why not? Co-host. Yeah. KZARR'S Spotlight, y'all. Now.
Come on, guys.
I'm on everything. I'm on Facebook, Crystal Goodwin. I'm on Instagram. I'm on Twitter. I'm on even LinkedIn. I don't even know what I'm on there for.
That's it.
IMDb under Crystal Goodwin.
All right.
Everything.
Thanks.
Easy to find.
You can find me on Facebook at Darryl Barnes. Also Instagram at Darryl Barnes also. And you can look me up on the IMDb page as Darryl Barnes also.
All right.
As for Jahari, the way you can find me is, because I keep it simple, is under KZARR Entertainment.
Yeah.
All right.
Levon Mackey, you can Google that name, Levon Mackey. I'm also on Instagram under LCM Theatrics. That's LCM THEATRICS. Or on Facebook, IMDb, Levon Mackey or LCM Theatrics as well. I have another person that was in the movie too.
Yes, bring her. Where's
Come
she?
on up here.
Come over
Come
here.
on the show.
She can be found as well. This is
Look at
Lakaya.
us. Shy.
She had a role in the movie as well, and you can find her under Lakaya Mackey as well, or of course Levon Mackey.
Yes.
All
All
right.
right.
Well, time's out.
Yes.
That's going to do it for this edition of KZARR'S Spotlight of the Month. Be sure to join us again as we spotlight another entertainer in the industry in the DMV. And check us out on our website at www.kzarstv.com, tvshow.com. Thanks for being here.
Thank you. Have a good one.
All right, that's it.
Thank you.